araw na ito, pag-uusapan natin ang bumubungad na mga dapat pinopokusan natin. Of course, andyan ang Senado. At ang katakataka na coincidence na ilan sa mayorya ang humaharap sa mga kaso. Pangalawa, may mga ongoing warrantless searches ng mga bahay ng mga known associates ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. Mayroon din hinaharap sa Korte Suprema si Senator Bato at si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Hindi sila ang petitioner, hindi sila yung respondents. But the effect of this particular ruling, this particular case, will have far-reaching consequences. Finally, mayroong talumpati daw bukas si former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Ang nagkalendar, natural, si Majority Floor Leader Sandro Marcos. What does this mean? May nag-uusap na uli yung magtito? Kung sila po ay nag-uusap muli, then ang i-expect natin sa talumpati ni dating House Speaker ay kakampi na siya sa Malacanang. Ibig sabihin, tapos na ang away. At it is entirely possible na ito rin ay epekto ng pagkakaso sa kanya. Sasabihin ko later kung bakit hindi ako naniniwala na from the start kuntsabahan niya. Para sabihin na natin ngayon. Si Speaker Martin, former Speaker Martin Romualdez is a very proud man. Hindi niya papayagan, or if he was still in control, if he still had power, hindi niya papaabutin na nakasuhan siya at nagkaroon ng probable cause. Yun lang humaharap siya sa kaso is something that is, well, highly unusual for a lawyer, especially for a lawyer like him. Nagpa-interview naman si President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. at sinabi ng pinaka-inaalala niya tungkol sa darating na 2028 ay baka mawala daw yung continuity ng kanyang mga pulisiya at mga reforma. Maniwala naman tayong may reforma. May nakikita ba tayong ginagawa sila? Parang wala. Sa isang interview sa Bloomberg, sabi ni Presidente Marcos, yung gobyerno daw niya is pursuing major changes in governance. Unang-una, changes. Pangalawa, governance. Sabi ni Kai, continue to do what? Sabi ni Lucky Sprite, but where? Continuity ng reforms, ha? Reform saan? Baka mas mahalaga, may makita tayong reforma sa kanyang mga bad habits. Sabi niya, there are big things we are trying to do. We're changing the whole way that we govern. We are trying to reform the bureaucracy. So, grabe, kailangan pa po yata natin ng microscope para mahanap kung ano yung mga pagbabago na yon. Sabi ni Rodel, continuing the maleta. That is a well-established tradition na yata ngayon. Sabi niya, that's a great worry for me. It's very, very easy to go off the rails. It is continuity that we aspire for. Otherwise, we go back to doing business the old way. Excuse me, Mr. President, hindi ba continuity yung ipinangako mo nung pumasok ka sa kampanya for 2022 elections? Kaloka ang kilay ko, dumikit sa ceiling. Continue. Does the President know what he is talking about? Does the President know what continuity means? And can the President deliver on something that he has promised and already failed to deliver even before? So, parang nagbibiro ang ating Pangulo. But in the meantime, ang nararamdaman ng mga tao ay parang, hello, flashback, martial law, 1972. Ang mga nakikita natin, failure of governance. Yung matinding, ano bang tawag nito? Political instability and dynastic rule. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Ito yung kapareho ng 1972 and onwards. During the period of martial law, parating, lalong-lalo na towards the end, yung political instability. Gawa ng sakit ni Pangulong Marcos Sr. Pangalawa, dynastic rule. Si Ferdinand Marcos Sr. was the president and his wife was Metro Manila Governor et al., diba? Among other things. But his cronies and his family held multiple other positions in government. Binamigay niya sa kanyang mga kaibigan o mga cronies ang department, ang pamumuno sa iba't ibang mga departamento ng gobyerno na halos hindi na po binitiwan. At during that time, for the duration of their hold on government, ang daming naligaw na pera. So ngayon, hinaharap din natin systemic corruption and impunity. Bakit impunity? Well, tingnan ninyo, ang daming nakakasuhan, lalong-lalo na sa Senate majority. But beyond that, vloggers who support VP Inday, activists is not just a term, it's not a term for the left. Activism means people who want to effect a change, a significant change, often institutional or changes on very ingrown habits of society. So in this case, ang mga aktivista natin are people like Mike Defensor, who doesn't hold a government position, but is very prominent in the coalitions and in the various activities that are raising awareness about the government's failures and continuing failures. Kasama na din dyan, another person naman who holds a government position, Attorney Harold Despicio. O sino pa ba? Marami pang iba. These people are activists and yet are particularly targeted for cases. Ngayon na lang ako nakakarinig uli ng mga kinakasuhan for things like sedition, inciting to sedition, and so on. These are supposedly crimes against the state. The state, of course, wants to protect itself, but never has the state been under such severe criticism as today, compared to and comparable to 1972 and onwards, or the Marcos Sr. martial law years. So, yung paggamit, of course, yung widespread corruption, magsalita ka lang, isang salita lang, alam na natin lahat. The use of the word maleta encapsulates the pervasive corruption now ongoing in the Marcos administration. So, ang paggamit ng state resources para sa personal na kapakanan ng ilang mga opisyales ng gobyerno doesn't escape the notice of the people and have led to widespread instability and dissatisfaction. Wini-weaponize ang batas at ginagamit ang sa mga aksyon na maikukumpara sa rahas at tahas ng martial law Marcos Sr. Ang difference, hindi ginagamit ni Marcos Jr. ang military, ang ginagamit niya ay the civilian law enforcement agency such as but not limited to the PNP and the NBI. So eto ngayon, but the one happy news today, happy birthday Vice President Inday Sara, Vice President ng puso natin. Tuloy ito, not just the Vice President of the country officially, but also the Vice President in our hearts. And hopefully, President in 2028. So yes, sabi ni Ma'am Susan Reyes, very oppressive na po ngayon sa bayan. Totoo yan. Very pervasive at tumataas po ang kahirapan dito sa bansa. Yung dati na nating sinasabi na dapat tinututukan ng gobyernong ito, ng administrasyong ito, ay hindi pa rin tinututukan to this day. Ang nakita natin na pinaprioritize nila, impeachment ni Vice President Inday. Pag-pursue sa mga kaso ng mga taong nag-disagree sa kanila o nag-criticize sa kanila. And of course, the priority of maletas. Ayan ang nakikita natin. Bukod pa dyan, may nabisto pang intent for charter change. At ang purpose ng charter change na yon, term extensions. Kung sa bagay, matagal na yung warning na yan. And early in 2024, sinabi ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, ayoko sana na magsalita ako laban dito kay Presidente Marcos. Pero it can no longer be helped. Ang nagtulak sa kanya, People's Initiative. Bakit? Kasi ang liwanag ng purpose niya ay para magtagal ang Marcos administration. Ngayon naman, humihirit siya na he's worried about continuity. Ay sus, ano yung susunod dyan? Kailangan i-extend ang termino niya para mag-guarantee ang continuity. Ay naku, kaloka. So, ano ang pinofokusan natin ngayon? Of course, yung mga pangyayari sa Senado, warrantless searches that are ongoing now, lalong-lalo na pagdating kay Bato. But we can also say warrantless arrest. Dahil hindi pa dumadaan sa hukuman ang warrant na binabalanda ng NBI at ng PNP laban kay Senator Bato, The taking of Senator Bato will be an illegal, warrantless seizure of a person, a warrantless arrest. The good news is, mag-uumpisa na ang mga hearings tungkol, o magtutuloy na ang mga hearings sa Blue Ribbon Committee. So, ano ang mga i-anticipate natin ng mga pangyayari? It will not be easy in the Senate. Tandaan po natin yan. Desididong-desidido ang minority na manggulo. Desididong-desidido sila na mag-force ng deadlock. Okay. For the moment, the majority is safe, at least until Wednesday. After Wednesday, they will be safe all throughout the break. Okay? Walang kailangan mag-alala. Kahit sabihin pa natin na makulong si Senator Jinggoy during the break, hindi nila mababago sa ngayon ang majority. Okay? So let's take it one day at a time. Bakit? Kasi nga, something has always been happening to prevent major disaster on the part of those who want change, on the part of those who are not aligned with the current administration. Okay? Tutulan natin yung mga propaganda na lumalabas courtesy of your friendly, not so friendly, or actually not so friendly neighborhood trolls. Abangan natin yung pagpropagandize sa mga pangyayari sa Senado at doon sa pag-aresto o sa intensyon na arestoin si Senator Bato. Anong sinasabi nila? This is about accountability, yung pagfa-file ng mga kaso, yung ICC. Is this really about accountability or really about pursuing a particular political agenda and the weaponization of the law to effect that? Ay, nako. Di ba? At ang iniintay natin, kung totoo talaga itong paghahabol nila ng accountability. Bakit ang ilang mga aminado sa flood control o yung mga recently resigned na mga undersecretaries na pinangalanan at itinuro ng mga sangkot dito sa maleta at flood control issues ay hindi pa po hinahabol at wala tayong naririnig na mayroon silang mga warrant. Bakit ang mga nai-issuean ng warrant ay very conveniently political opponents? Bakit priority yung impeachment ni VP Inday? Sabihin na nating accountability yon. Bakit kay Presidente walang ganun? Despite the fact na itinuturo siya ni Saldico. So we go back. Anong gagawin ni Speaker Martin Romualdez bukas? Marahil ituturo niya uli si Saldico and everybody from that level and down. Siyempre, sasalbahin niya ang sarili niya. Wake up call. Yung nag-away sila ng ilang mga, how do you call this, denizens ng Malacanang. And now he has to play nice. In order to prevent na masabi siya doon sa may masabi siya, masabi tungkol sa kanya ang Malacanang. To prevent that, he will have to play ball with Malacanang. So, besides, nasa personality naman ni Speaker Martin Romualdez to stick to family. Sa totoo lang, kahit nung kinakasuhan siya, di siya nagsasalita laban dun sa mga nakaupo dun sa Malacanang. And I use the term mga with precision. How do we hold on? Simple. By continuing what we're doing. Kapit lang. Stay on the same side. Stay together. We are still the biggest voting bloc in the country. The people described as DDS. Kaya nga, ang daming hinahire na trolls. The purpose is to defeat us. To defeat us on social media because we've already won social media and we keep holding on to the majority of the voices that are here. But more than that, they're trying to get us to change our minds about the previous administration. Unfortunately, yung kanilang troll farms at kanilang recasting, ang kanilang pagpropagandize ng mga issues against the Dutertes cannot compete with what we call the lived experience. Tayo mismo naranasan natin ang Duterte administration. Lahat tayo may kwentong Duterte. Lahat tayo may kwentong namimiss ko ang Duterte administration. So, yun lang ang kailangan natin maalala. Yun lang ang kailangan natin tandaan. Napaka-galvanizing and unifying ng niranas natin na yun. And the truth is, they're coming after the DDS, VP Inday, former president, all their associates, and all those who believe in that kind of governance. They're coming after us because it doesn't fit their agenda. It doesn't fit. Good governance is not in their vocabulary. What they want is to continue the previous administration's practice of continuing to steal from our tax money and continue to promise us things they're never going to deliver. Bumabalik na po tayo dun sa panahon na hindi na naman tayo pinakikinggan, hindi tayo nakikita. Ang nakikita nila, sarili nilang kapakanan, pagpapayaman sa sarili, pagpapatuloy sa kanilang hawak sa poder, kanilang hawak sa nilang kapangyarihan. And not just that, sa pag-exonerate ng mga kasama nila, mga kamag-anak, mga, ano bang tawag doon? Co-conspirators in what may be the biggest plunder of the Philippine Treasury since Marcos Sr. Diba? You know what's even worse? Yung mga taong dating never again, yung mga tao dati na kung makahirit laban sa mga Marcos are now the ones who are co-conspirators along with them. Hindi man sila, let's say hindi sila nakakakuha ng maleta, tinutulungan pa rin nila i-prop up ang Marcos administration just because pareho sila ng pakay. Ayaw nila na masanay tayo na nag-i-expect na ang government natin has to deliver. Alam niyo yung totoo niyan. Kung kailangan mag-deliver ng buong-buo ang gobyerno natin, ng serbisyo, ng infrastructure, ng polisiya, edi ang liit lang ng kanilang mga maleta, baka bumalik sila to less than envelopes. So, ito ang ginagawa, itong nangyayari at fully aware tayo. So, tapos na rin ang panahon na nag-iintay tayo, nagagalaw, yung mga protectors of the people. Wala na tayong inaasahan kasi maliwanag na hindi nila intensyon protektahan tayo sa massive corruption na ganito, sa massive oppression na ginagawa ng administrasyon na ito. Wag na tayong umasa, masasaktan lang tayo. Ano lang ang pwede nating asahan as of the moment? That there will be elections in 2028. Pipilitin natin yan. There will be elections in 2028. Yan ang pag-asa natin. And we need only to hold on until then.
Magandang hapon sa inyo lahat. I am already in receipt of the warrant of arrest issued against me by the 5th Division of the Sandigan Bayan. Nais ko lang pong bigyan din ang mga bagay na ito. I will remain firmly with the majority bloc under the leadership of Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano. Hindi ako matitinag sa anumang panggigipit, pananakot, political maneuvering para talikuran ang aking paninindigan. I will not yield to threats. I will not be intimidated. I will not be pressured into surrendering my independence of judgment. I am giving instructions to the Senate Secretary to put on hold my salary. Personal kong pasya ito upang ipakita sa sambayan ng Pilipino na wala akong intensyon makinabang sa pondo ng bayan habang nililinis ko ang aking pangalan. At higit sa lahat, hindi ako papasailalim ng kustodya ng Senado. I will not seek Senate custody. Hindi ko gagamitin ang Senado bilang panangga laban sa mga aligasyon sa akin. Nakahanda akong ipagtanggol ang aking sarili sa hukuman at hindi ako magtatago sa likod ng institusyong ito upang umiwas sa proseso. Ipagtatanggol ko hanggang sa huli ang aking sarili para patunayan na walang batayan ang mga paratang sa akin. Kalokohan ang lahat na ito. Mismo ang Senate Legislative Budget Research and Monitoring Office or LBRMO ang nagsabi sa Ombudsman na wala silang anumang dokumento o record na nagpapakita na ako ay nagpasok ng anuman insertion sa 2025 national budget. Ang mahalagang impormasyon nito ay kinilala pa mismo ni dating Senate Blue Ribbon Chairman Senator Panfilo Lacson bilang isang makabuluhang ebidensya na sumasalungat sa mga aligasyong binabato laban sa akin. So how can the Office of the Ombudsman file a plunder case against me when I am not even alleged to be part of or the mastermind of the supposed scheme? Wala po akong kinalaman dyan. Ngayon ko lang po isa sa publiko ito. Maraming beses po ako inalok na talikuran ang independent majority block kapalit ang pagbabasura sa aking kaso. Ngunit, hindi ko po ito tinanggap. Mas nanaig ang paninindigan ko na ako'y manatili sa hanay ng mga kasamahan ko sa independent majority block. I stand my ground. Ngayon kung tatanungin niyo kung sino sila, abangan ninyo ang susunod na kabanata. I stand my ground because what is at stake here goes far beyond my personal circumstances. What is at stake here is the independence of the Senate. This institution must never become vulnerable to external pressure. It must remain free from political coercion, free from undue influence, and free from any scheme designed to weaken its constitutional role as a co-equal and independent branch of government. If this is the price I must pay for the decisions I have made and the principles I have chosen to uphold, then I am prepared to face the consequences, however difficult they may be, especially for my family. I will not be broken by accusations, nor will I yield to political pressure. I will meet these charges head on, defend my honor through due process, and place my faith in the truth. I will be proceeding now to the CIDG to voluntarily surrender myself. Maraming salamat po. Okay na?
No more question, guys.